Good morning everyone, and welcome to Sunday Live Stroll with myself and Azra. Once Azra sorts herself out, I'll show you. There we are. Now, the title was a bit misleading because I didn't have time to change it, but we were supposed to be going to Cambridge today, but as you can see again, we've been hampered by the weather. It wasn't supposed to be like this. It was supposed to sort of get bad around about 8 o'clock again today. So I purposely got up early, even got Julia up. We were going to take Ralph up there as well. And we were going to... It takes about an hour to do the walk in Cambridge. I know this because I've done it. And we were hopefully going to get back before the rain came. But just woken up. And woke up to rain. And it's just, God, it's not fair to Julia to drag her out. I didn't even want to do it. Take both the dogs out to get soaking wet. So, as I said yesterday, wet dogs in the car is just no fun. Because the car will stink for ages. So yeah, we're just going to do a semi-normal walk this morning. Hopefully you can come along and join us. Once we get a few more people on, I'll talk about yesterday. A few bits and pieces went on. Some of you might be interested in, some of you might not be. Go on, Azra. Let's go. What I will say is, guys, it's 5:15 on a Sunday, so how many people we're going to get today? Who knows? We'll give it a go. What's the worst that's going to happen? I'll just talk to myself. Yeah. Go on, Azra, keep going. Keep going. So, what's everyone up to today? Obviously it is Sunday. The weather is supposed to, well, in the east, the weather is supposed to be pretty rubbish for this morning. And then it's supposed to settle down now. It's so annoying. I'm sort of thinking if I made a call a bit too early about not going to Cambridge, because it literally has stopped raining. But these showers are passing through, and I think I would rather do it when I know it's going to be dry. It'll be better for the stream as well, from the point of view of seeing more. So I think we absolutely made the right decision, but it is frustrating when you are now walking, and as I say, it is dry all of a sudden. Anyway, so as I say, we'll wait for a few more people to come on. If it happens. If it doesn't, we'll just carry on talking, and I'll save all the exciting news for when we've got more people. So as I say, we'll keep an eye on it for now. So what I think is we will, to avoid sort of going over all the fields today, I'm going to sort of carry on along this road. Now, I don't think you would have, well, you might have seen the beginning bit that we go on, but the second bit I'm not sure you will have. Straight on, Azra. Go on. So, stick with it, guys. And just as I say it, it is starting to rain again, so it's what I was saying about these showers coming through today. And it's supposed to get heavier the later into the morning, so I think, as annoyed as I was, it's just stopped. It's now starting again, as you might be able to see from the puddles. So I think we've absolutely done the right thing. For me, I've got my cap on, I've got my waterproof top on, so from that point of view, it doesn't really matter what he does for me. Obviously, whatever the scenario, Azra will need to tell. But we're not going to go over the fields or anything today, so she's not going to be rolling in it. So, yes, she'll need toweling off, but it won't be as bad as what it has been. So again, people joining all the time, do like and subscribe. It was supposed to be Cambridge Live this morning, that's been scuppered by the weather. So we're just doing a different walk around the village this morning. And I'm hoping, weather permitting, might be able to do something next weekend. Nothing will happen during the week, obviously working commitments and everything else. Come on, Azra. But we will look at the weather for next weekend and we will try again, guys, from that point of view. So, let's say people coming in and out all the time. I do find Saturdays and Sundays are the more popular days to do these. Obviously I get reasonably good numbers during the week as well, but weekends definitely are by far the busier times. Now, what I would say is today is it just depends on how many early risers there are, where people are watching, because I'm fully expecting it to maybe be a little bit quieter today as more people come on, so that's great. Do like and subscribe to the channel if you are new, it does mean a lot. Say hi, where are you watching from? So last weekend, I think we sort of came from down there, but this morning we're going to go straight on. Carry on, good girl. Someone walking their dog like me, crazy. Come on. So now there's more people coming on. Obviously just go through, I guess, what happened yesterday really. Well, yesterday morning was a real, in the east of England, was a real washout. It was raining, and I mean raining, which is what we need, I reckon from about 8 o'clock to about 1 o'clock yesterday, and it was absolutely pouring. And it was just, the ground was just so hard that it was just running off the fields. Go on, Azra, good girl. So, yeah, it was well needed, but I wonder how much good it's actually done. As I say, we had to go yesterday. We had to actually went to St Albans, and I'll come on to that in a minute. But yeah, it just didn't stop raining yesterday. Anyway, we went and booked a Disney and Universal holiday for 2027 yesterday. And you may think, are you crazy? And yeah, you're right, you probably are. But if you've ever looked at doing it with a family, you will know how expensive it is. So to give yourself 2 years to pay for it, I think is a must. And this is what I've been saying to the woman. As soon as the tickets go live, let me know. And as it turns out, the flights and the hotel were a very good price. Now, I know you always get the spiel, been on the earth long enough to know how it works. But comparing the prices to what we've seen before, they were a very good price. So all we've done at this stage is we booked the flights and we booked the hotel. The tickets are not available yet, as in Disney and Universal, though I think you can get Universal tickets through another website, but I want to try and do it all together, you know, making sure that the prices are competitive. So we will watch this space and see exactly what's what with that. But yeah, that's quite exciting, because James will have finished his GCSEs, and I think, you know, it's going to be a hard slog over the next couple of years. He is a very, very bright boy, and he's doing really well at school, and long may it continue. You know, he didn't even tell us the other day he got, I think it was 96.4% in a maths test. I think it was, I don't know how many questions it was, but the only reason he didn't... Come on, Azra, let's go. Oh, you're going to the toilet? Right, just bear with, guys. I am still here. I'll just pan it around. I am still here. Wait, Azra. Right, we have to find somewhere to get. Right, go on. Right, sorry about that, guys. I am here, and so is she. He got, I think it was 96.4%. He didn't even tell us. And it was only when I was driving home that Mum said to me, "Has James told you his news?" And I said, "What news?" And she said, "Oh, I'll let you tell him." I said, "Was it good or bad?" She said, "Oh, no, it's really good. You'll be proud of him." So I knew it wasn't anything bad. Good. I think he at the minute is in the third set for maths. I think that will put him, because this is what they're doing now, the tests in preparation for the sets for the next couple of years. I think that will probably put him into, maybe not the top set, but perhaps the second from top set. He is a very bright boy, and at times, Azra, come on, at times, when he's at home, he acts the fool. But I'm sure people that have got kids will agree he'd rather kids do well at school and give you a bit of grief at home. And he doesn't really give us that much grief anyway. So yeah, that was that yesterday. Do you know what? Something else did happen yesterday, and I can't even think. We went to, this is not what I was thinking, but maybe it'll come to me in a minute. I do remember, yeah. We did go to Bill's in St Albans, which I'll give a shout out for, if you are ever in St Albans. What a lovely restaurant. It is a bit of a, sort of an upmarket sort of cafe. That's how I would describe it. But I had a really nice sort of brunch breakfast, or an all-day breakfast, whatever you want to call it. And James had poached egg on toast. I can't remember what Julia had for a minute. I've got the photo on my phone, but I can't look whilst I'm doing the stream. If Julia is watching, let everyone know what you had. I know she had some smashed avocado, I remember that. And I had a super berry smoothie, which I think was blackberries, strawberries, raspberry, something else. It's really nice, actually. Azra, you're lagging behind. Everyone's tuned in to see you, not me. Come on, Azra, come on. So yeah, and the other thing we did yesterday, now as you all will know, if you are regular viewers, if you're not, welcome. But we're going on a cruise in less than 2 weeks now, and I am the administrator for the Facebook group the group, and I said it might be useful if we did sort of a live sort of Q&A last night. Now bear in mind, guys, I do these live streams every day. More people joining all the time. Do like and subscribe to the channel, it does really mean a lot. Apologies that it is in Cambridge this morning. I didn't have time to change the title, I'm sorry about that. But the weather has just got the better of us again, so we will try and do it next weekend. And I will have a better idea what's happening with the weather beforehand. Anyway, so I was quite nervous before we did this Q&A. yesterday. So I have no idea how Facebook Live works. Actually, I'm just going to go and use this dog bin. We're going to be going that way, guys. Azra. We'll go this way. Right, so Julie has this sourdough toast with streaky bacon and smashed avocado. So that's what Julia had in Bill's yesterday. Now, this road here, we have got a bit of pavement, which I'll come on to in a minute. But it will run out very quickly. Down here, Azra, come on the path. So, yeah, you sort of, at this time of the day, it's not really a problem. I don't know if I'd want to be doing it during school time or a rush hour. Because on the left here, so I don't think we've been up here before, guys. Well, I have, obviously, but not with you guys. There's an industrial estate here that does get quite busy. Now, what we could do is go down there. There's paths all the way down there. Should we do that for a change? After I haven't been down there for ages. Come on, let's go this way. That's the industrial estate I was telling you about. Azra just gave me the look as to say, make your mind up. Anyway, I'll carry on with what I was trying to say. So we did the live, Q&A, which I was quite nervous about because I don't know how Facebook Live works. And thank goodness I did ask Julia again to be involved, because I had it all set up on the Mac, ready to go. Went on, it was live, it was working, but I couldn't see anyone's comments or who was on, nothing. Anyway, Julia had tuned in as well, and she could see viewers, she could see comments, and it worked really, really well because I'd written down loads of notes. And obviously people were coming on, sort of, Julie could see the responses, because it's very difficult sometimes. As I'm sure people would agree if you ever done even a YouTube live. And I said this before, you cannot keep up with all the comments, as well as looking at where you're going and everything else. So I was so thankful to Julia doing that. And it went really, really well. We were on for about 45 minutes, which I thought was about the right time, probably. It didn't seem like we ran out of things to talk about, because the good thing was so many people were interacting and asking questions, and that's what it was about. And we got loads of sort of feedback during and after saying, thanks for doing it, what an amazing idea, it's never been done before. And what people don't realise is, in these groups, you've got newbies, in other words, never been before, and you've got seasoned veterans, the other end of the scale, and then you've got people like Julia and me who have done it a couple of times, who are very willing to pass on their, wisdom. So, yeah, it was very, very beneficial. Good morning, Ian Wall. Good morning from Wales. What's the weather doing in Wales at the minute, Ian? Are you forecast to get rain today, or is it supposed to be a lovely day? We may be getting the Welsh weather at the minute here, to be fair. We will be visiting Wales in a year's time. We've got a nice little cottage booked in, and I want to say this right and not insult anyone, I think it's Harlech, which is sort of near the Snowdonia National Park, which is North Wales, right on the coast. Go on, Azra. So yeah, it's so they've got rain at the moment, so some would say traditional Welsh weather, although the weather we've had the last few months, it may not have been, I don't know. But whenever I've been to Wales, it's always rained, don't matter when you go. Anyway, yeah, Ian agrees. So yeah, we will be, the reason that we're doing a cottage next year, and I've probably said this before, is because it's Julie and my 20-year anniversary, wedding anniversary next year. and we were going for a week away in Orlando, which got a few things sort of lined up. It won't be anything like the 10-year anniversary to Las Vegas. That week, guys, was the most expensive week of my life. But we did a lot. Check out the vlog. I wasn't vlogging properly then, but there's loads of sort of little videos and photos. Probably one of my first ever vlogs, so it is there. Even New York, when we went at Christmas 2023 now, or Christmas and New Year 23, 24, wasn't as expensive as Las Vegas. But yeah, we've got a few things lined up. So that will be, thanks Ian, that will be, that'll be good next year, and this is obviously another reason why we are doing a cheap holiday next year, apart from the fact we are going to Orlando. Is, if you weren't with me earlier on, yesterday we booked the Universal and Disney for Orlando 2027, which has always been in the plans. This has been a sort of a 2 or 3 year plan that we've had, and to see it all coming together and being executed is pretty good. Go on, just keep going. It really is, because you know, life does throw curveballs at you, and we've, you know, for the last sort of few years haven't been the greatest, but yeah, it's nice to have had a plan and nice to be sort of sticking to it. So a lot of this now that you're seeing, guys, if you were with me, I think it was last weekend, maybe the weekend before, I can't remember, but we did a lot of this, but it's just nice that there's, you know, quite a few people watching, even on this Sunday morning, miserable Sunday morning. Although, as I say, again, the rain has stopped if you look in the puddles, but there is just a few spots, nothing major. But I absolutely think we've done the right thing not going to Cambridge this morning. You know, as I said earlier, I think we'd rather go when it was dry. I did even think about going on the train, but it's not that expensive really to go to Cambridge from here. And then you take away all that grief of having a dog in the car, but just agging it. You know, the car's so easy, put the dog in the car, belt her in. It's literally 10-15 minutes at this time of the morning to the city centre of Cambridge from here. And it's just easier, isn't it? You might have heard me talking about the dog cafe. Well, that's where it is in there, at the Dolphin. I'd probably say the most popular pub in the village. There are a couple. Very sort of oldie-weldy sort of cottages in Melbourne. It's a very old village, I think, and you know, probably I should know as I live here, but I did a vlog end of last year, and I gave a load of information of Melbourne and its history and stuff. So if that doesn't interest anyone, just go back and have a look. Actually got some nice comments from a couple of sort of groups that sort of do these historic walks, and they said what a good job I've done. I mean, listen guys, I'm no professional. I'm just an amateur out with the dog, because I'm going to be out with the dog anyway, and bringing you guys along. So it's not professional. It's not planned in most cases. And a lot of it's ad lib, and a lot of it comes from people's comments and just sort of general sort of stuff that goes on in life, really. But yeah, we are sort of coming into the village centre in a minute. There's not loads to see, guys, so don't get excited. This is a little memorial park done a few years ago. I want to say probably 3 to 5 years it's been there now. possibly more, don't know. On the left hand side coming up, got a car coming up front of us, no, going away from us. That's the local fish and chip shop. Not, well, the white door, I think it's all the same thing, but they don't use that white door. It's the brown door, the further one away. That's the local fish and chip shop. It's quite good. We don't go in there that often. We don't need takeaway sort of massively like we used to. Maybe, well, I say once or twice a month. Is that a lot? I don't know. Let me know. But yeah, once or twice a month we have a takeaway, I suppose. Coming up in front, directly in front, this sort of old cottage where the light is on. That is one of two barber shops. It's been here a long time. Nice guy. And then just here immediately you've got Melbourne Barbers, which seems to change hands so often. It's unbelievable. I have been in both, and I know it's terrible, isn't it, not being loyal to one or the other, but I just go wherever I can get in. They both do a really good job. And then you've got the pharmacist here, and then you've got the local co-op as well. Just pan round as well. You've got the butchers there on the left, this lighter colour building. But yeah, you've got the co-op and the pharmacy there. If you are ever in Melbourne, the station is that way. Going up that road there, there is actually a path. If you go along that road, almost till the time you get to the A10, there's a brand new path that takes you from Melbourne right to the station. Now, I've had this, go on Azra, come on. I've had this conversation before about the new path, but it's all right if you're able and don't have any sort of war memorial there, sorry, and the church. If you're able and don't have any sort of disabilities, but if you do and you want to get to the Cambridge bound side, you can't really do it from this side. And this is something that I spoke about just after it was finished. You know, the local council, they need to think about these things. In today's world, you know, they could quite easily have somehow done a ramp and put sort of a ticket machine on the left-hand side. What I will say is they have done a path forking off from the other path, which sort of takes you round the other way into Melbourne, so to come onto the other side, but it's quite a long way of doing it. Right, we're going to go round because there's loads going on here. Morning. Yeah, you right? Good. So yeah, we will carry on. That was the local premier. Bit of an everything shop, really. And then yeah, we're sort of, that's where we normally go if we're going over the fields. I want to have a look how far we've gone, guys. So we're coming up to 1.4 miles, which by the end of this will probably be the same as I normally do. And we've not been over the fields, so Azra's not got really dirty and mucky. Everyone's a winner. On the left hand side here, this is the hub, which is sort of like a local meeting point for people. It's got a little library in there. I think it's got some NHS facilities in there as well. I know they do periodically the oldie COVID sort of jab. There's a little restaurant in there as well. I know for sort of football meetings and stuff like that, this is how she is with vans all the time, and that was yeah, we've had some football meetings in there and stuff like that, so yeah, I suppose it acts like the village hall, and it's quite modern. When we get to the White House that you can see in the distance, guys, I think we'll get ready to wrap this up. We'll have been going half an hour by that point, if not longer. Village notice board there. Just going back to the train station quickly. I saw something on Facebook yesterday, or the day before, it probably was yesterday actually, that someone's done a history of the train station at Melbourne and about the path and everything else. And I was sort of having a look at it. It looks really interesting actually. I'm not a train spotter or anything like, but it is quite interesting learning about the history of where you live. Now this here used to be a pub. It used to be called the Old Star. It then became Herbie's. And then as with a lot of pubs, it's shut down. Now it's been for sale for ages, and I mean ages, well over a year. They've just reduced the price of it by £100,000. You know, it's crazy. It is crazy. There is furniture in there now. I don't know whether that's just because it's a show house. Maybe they're selling it with all the furniture. I've no idea. But that is, I think it's 675. That is a lot of money for a house that's that close to the road. How can you lose your shoes? There's a kid's shoes as well. So yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? You can clearly see it's been overpriced. And to be fair, the house next to it, which wasn't a pub, was up for sale for ages, but that is now sold and people are in there. So eventually that's gone. Azra, come on this way. If you are new to the channel, do like and subscribe. It does mean a lot to the channel. We've had a really good number of people watching at different phases of the walk. We'll carry on for a bit as we've got a good number. I think most of what you're going to see now, as seen before. I might sort of put a little extension on this. So do stick with it, guys, because I think you'll enjoy it. More people joining all the time, so do like and subscribe to the channel. Got another hi from 151XZ. Hopefully you're still with us, because I didn't see when that came in, that message. I am sorry if I missed it. When I get into my talking mode, I don't see a lot of comments coming through all the time, so I apologise for that. Which is what I was saying about the Facebook Live we did last night for the cruise. It was so good that Julie was not only answering questions, but also seeing the messages that were coming through as well, because it is very difficult doing a live, looking at all your information you've got, and keeping up with all the comments. So it was a team effort last night, and it went really, really well. I was really pleased with the interaction with people. People were really kind, and with their sort of time and giving up the information that Julie and I wouldn't necessarily know. Most stuff, if you look hard enough, you can find, of course you can, but bringing everyone together like we did, it was great. And it went on for about 45 minutes, which was enough, to be honest. I then watched a bit of the boxing last night. I fell asleep, didn't I? About round 3. And then the knockout, or the stoppage, whatever you want to say, was in round 5, I think. Come on, Azra, this way. Azra. Good girl. So I was gutted about that. I don't know if anyone did see the boxing last night, but what I did see, to be fair, Usyk was by far the better. To say, I didn't see it beyond round 3, so it looks like that's how it persisted. And overnight as well, again, this is a bit of sport talk now, towards the end, Liverpool made a very, very late night bid for Enteke, which is a forward. I don't know if I'm saying it right. He plays for Eintracht Frankfurt. He was on loan to PSG. Come on, Azra, we'll go here. Come on. People, we've been wanting to see you, not me. Come on, good girl. Go, keep going. Good girl. and I don't know if the offer's been accepted. I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, it come from my phone at about 11 o'clock last night, so I was asleep. I saw the bid had gone in before I went to bed. I think that went for about 9, half 9. But they registered their interest about 9, half 9. The bid finally went in around about 11 o'clock, well, that's when it came out. I'm sure it went in a lot earlier than that. I think if Liverpool were to get him and maybe Gahey, I would be very, very pleased as a Liverpool sport for the transfer business. Obviously, it's been a horrible summer with what happened at the parade. Obviously, with the person driving into the crowd, and then obviously Diego Jota and his brother. You know, just how horrendous is that for the family? You know, to lose 2 sons, husbands, fathers, and obviously they've both recently got married. I mean, it's just horrendous. I mean, you couldn't write it. You really couldn't. I mean, it's just so shocking and so sad. I mean, and I actually heard it had happened from a source before that story broke, and I still thought it was a wind-up. And this source was very reliable. And it broke about half an hour after I found out. And it was just, you just couldn't comprehend it. You know, these are, you know, I'm a 44-year-old man, you know. These are not supermen, but, you know, all the fame and fortune and riches, you know, you just cannot protect your health at any time. And it's, yeah, just shocking. It really is. So, yeah, if Liverpool do a couple more bits of business, I think that'll be very good moving forward into the new season. So yeah, I don't think we've been up here before, guys. I think when I did a live before, I cut off long before we came up here. So we will start to get ready to cut off in a bit. When we go past this house that's sort of sticking out, the light coloured house in front, we go down a little alley, and then we go off to the right at the other end towards home. Hopefully you've enjoyed it this morning. We've had quite a few people dipping in and out. If there is still time to like and subscribe to the channel, as I've said before, it does help the little channels get out there, people liking and subscribing. So please help the little people as much as you can. As I say, in about 30 seconds to a minute, guys, we are going to be wrapping this up for another week, and we start again tomorrow. Come on, Azra. Come on, let's go. You doing a wee? Come on, good girl. Alright guys, I think we'll call it a day. Thank you for sticking with it. I'm sorry we haven't done the Cambridge live. We will do that as soon as that is viably possible, weather permitting. The weather has been a bit hit and miss, and maybe we could have given it a try, but it was absolutely pouring when I left home, and I'm just not dragging people out when it's like that. Morning. Right guys, we're going to call it a day. Have a good Sunday, whatever you're doing. We'll catch up soon. Cheers guys.